Hi, darlings. Welcome to the Digital Asset Show Onchain segment on Popcentral channel 189 on DSTV. I am your one and only host, Purity Chrome. I'm sure you guys are excited because obviously you saw Shegun today. He's back and ready and giddy, and there's something cooking for all of you on the stove. It's hot and boiling. We will definitely get to it. Before that, I do hope you guys had an awesome, amazing, and marvelous week. And I hope your weekend has been starting on strong. Hope you're not spending all your savings going to do jaye in club and spare money. I know we're coming towards the end of the year and everybody's getting and kicking into the festive season. But nonetheless, in as much as you're spending, ensure that you're also saving for your future and investing in digital assets. All right. Okay. So now there are lots of things we have packed up for you guys today. But before we jump into that, let me look at the live market. Let's look at what some of the altcoin currently stand at and what Bitcoin actually hit 71, was it, or $70,000 during the week, which was really great. But I think now it has gone back to normal. So let's look at some of the live rates. I think for Celo currently stands at $0.5 per one. Solana is currently at 164 per one. We have Uniswap. Uniswap is currently at $7.38. We have Ether. Ether launched roughly beginning of this year. I did invest in it sometime. I didn't stay too long because just like quick money for me. It's currently at $0.35 per one. You see, the thing about investing in smaller assets like altcoins, right, and not necessarily Bitcoin, is because yes, you can to some extent make some level of quick money from it, right, if you know how to watch the market and you have to really look at it, know your candlesticks and everything, right, you can definitely make some money from it. All right, then Avalanche is currently at $24, and we have Bitcoin currently now at $69,472. Ethereum is at $2,490. You should know that this is a live market readings. They could fluctuate, but that is what it currently stands on. Moving on, we have been bullish for the week here at the Digital Asset Show, and of course the market. So as it currently stands, if we look at it, if we can bring up the reading of BlackRock on Bitcoin, you know, this is one thing we always talk about, right? When we discuss, top investment companies that are, investing in the markets. When you see them making these big moves, obviously, you know that something is going on. And the thing about the space is the fact that it is decentralized. So everybody can see everybody's transaction. When one person is moving money from one place to another, we can all see it. So as it is, BlackRock is bullish on Bitcoin, and BlackRock's IBIT bought $43 million worth of Bitcoin as at sometime last week. And BTC is currently, BlackRock, their holdings is currently making around 1.8% of Bitcoin's total supply. So let's say if Bitcoin has a total supply of 3.something% or 3%, BlackRock currently holds 1.8% of that total supply. The Bitcoin's holdings for them is nearly hitting 400,000 billion, if I'm not mistaken. That's a lot of money. So if you see that people are actually connecting and buying, you don't necessarily have to have all the money in the world and the billions and trillions and whatnot. But if you have some certain solid amount of funds, especially if it's in fiat and if it's in Naira that is always losing value by the day, I would advise you invest in one of these assets. It will go a long way for you. It's best that you do than leaving your money in the bank accounts and allowing it lose its value over time. Genuinely, it's just the fact. Holding Naira really has lost its value. Sorry to say, but it has, and that's the truth. You can't continue holding your fiat because it's losing value by the day. I hope you connect with that. All right. Now, also, over the week, I told you we've been bullish. Now, our bossy boss, Mr. Segun, he has been going through and fro, but not looking for who to destroy, looking for how to bring opportunities to you through the Digital Asset Show. So we attended one of the events that was held sometime last month, I think from 21st to 22nd of October. It was hosted by the DG himself of SEC, that's the person of Dr. Timi Aama and his team. It was hosted with the National Capital Market Institute, that's NCMI, and it was a compliance summit that brought together different key stakeholders in the industry, right? There were lots of top people. There were speakers and representatives, just like Mr. Olaoluwa Samuel B. I'm sorry, I'm not very good with traditional names, please pardon me. So he is the co-founder and director of Busher Digital. He was present and he was a speaker. We had the likes of the director of registration, exchange, and market infrastructure and innovation in the Department of SEC, the person of Mr. Abbas. We also had Frana Chukwuogo, Executive Commissioner, Legal Enforcement for SEC, obviously Dr. Agama himself, and Mr. Obi now, which was on one of our show, who is the president of CBAN, the Stakeholders of Blockchain Association of Nigeria. It was packed. It was a very, very key event. So we're going to take a quick preview. I hope we have the content in the video. There was a speech which was very key by Dr. Timi Aama that he made concerning the space and what he actually hopes to accomplish as the current chairman of SEC. So let's take a look.
All these critical issues that is shaping the financial landscape, we will delve into the evolving landscape of virtual assets, Cartel's role in the regulation of key changes in its standards, the rise of virtual assets has transformed financial services, offering unparalleled opportunities. However, this growth also presents regulatory challenges. Government and regulatory bodies strive to balance innovation with risk management, ensuring financial stability and security. It is very important to know that these standards haven't been set by Patel as something that we all need to adhere.
Welcome back, darlings. So that was his key speech. It was really packed and it was powerful. If you were there in present, trust me, you would have actually seen that the government and these officials, right, are in charge of compliance and regulations as respect to blockchain and cryptocurrency. They are keen in, because the truth is that it's either you join in or you lose out. And they are recognizing that this is one technology that obviously you have to connect with, because it can grow your country's economy in the long run. And they realize that they have to be part of the growth to assist people that are actually pushing to ensure that we are at the forefront of this. So also on the event, we had a couple of key speakers and keynote people who praised the commitment of Dr. Timi Aama on his work, and also that of SEC in general and their officials and the progress they have made. So we had the likes of Mr. Oluwasegun, the Chief Bitcoin Officer himself, CEO of Botme Cash Limited, the host of DAS, obviously, as you guys know. And on his comments, he said, if we can put it up on the screen, that the SEC is making impressive progress in a clear direction. Genuine results arise when tasks are completed accurately and punctually. He said you should observe how novice Bitcoin startups evolve into successful enterprises under the leadership of Dr. Timi Aama and his team. I don't know if we're able to see that and put it up. We also had the likes of the what do you call it now? The executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue, Mr. Zach Adedeji, and he said that as digital assets like cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and decentralized finance, they become more prevalent, understanding their tax implication is crucial for market operators and business alike. For this, I would say it's actually true, because for every business, irrespective of the technology or the line of industry it falls into, tax is one thing you cannot really run away from, because these are funds that are put back into the system of the country to help us progress. So irrespective of the industry you're in, it still applies to the blockchain industry. At some point, yes, taxation is obviously important. But from the event, one key takeaway that we really had to hint on was the fact that it would not be wise for these compliance organizations to start hinting on tax at first, because you are having new companies that are coming up to actually establish the space, because it's a fresh and new space. If you take all the time to tax them with multiple taxations and whatnot, they will not be able to make the impact that they are supposed to and actually contribute back into the economy. So the ideal thing to do is to give them at least a period of time to ensure that they have established themselves before they now actually start being taxed, right? So moving on, there were also like some others. We had the likes of Dr. Peterson. He is the president of the Compliance Institute of Nigeria. And he said that Dr. Timi Aama is a thoroughbred, highly professional regulatory supervisor. And once he focuses on a goal, it will be done. And he's the epitome of honesty and integrity. So thumbs up and kudos to you, Dr. Timi Aama. You're doing a great work. People are actually giving you a lot of kudos, because the truth is that when someone is doing something great, definitely people would appraise them. People would definitely notice, and obviously you would get your flowers. We're going to go on a quick break and we will continue with the rest of the information we have for you guys. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back from that break. So like I was saying, I was actually giving kudos to Dr. Timi Aama for his hard work and everything he has done, being the chairman of SEC for the couple of periods he has been signed in, right? I told you there were people just like Mr. Oluwasegun, Mr. Zach Adedeji, the executive chairman of Federal Inland Revenue. We had Dr. Peterson, Mr. Obina, who is the president of CBAN. They gave wonderful comments about his work and things he has been able to accomplish. Personally, for me, attending the events, getting to meet other people and the big players, and seeing the key conversations that were held, right, and how things were handled, shows that there is a forward direction for us. There is a forward direction for businesses who are looking to actually gain their, what do you call it now, certificates per se, to function in the Nigerian market and for the industry in general. Also following this, there was an after meetup that was held together by CBAN, SEC, and NCMI. So it was kind of like a mixer that had officials from SEC, from CBAN, as well as NCMI. And it was a space where they were able to now really talk and clarify and network on how businesses can get their license for those that are looking to operate in Nigeria. And also we had like really top people. For example, I think Mr. Farouk Oregba, all of you probably would know him, the popular trend with his tattoos and everything, riding on a horse on one of the Southwest festivals, right? He was also present, and he's also a key player in the space. So the after networking spacing was a place for them to actually really talk and connect one-on-one. There were people from different other sub companies that were looking to get their license, and this opened conversation for them to be able to communicate, see eye to eye, and really know what the needs of these brands are, and in return, what are the to-dos for these companies in order for them to get their license. So this would go to me pushing into our next discussion, because events like this are one you shouldn't miss, especially if you're somebody who is looking to build a product, a blockchain technology focused product in the Nigerian market, right? You need your license to be able to function. And these kinds of events are events you shouldn't miss. So if you did miss the opportunity there is another major event coming up, which I believe Shegun has touched on, but I would want to dissect and really break down for you guys, which is, drum roll, none other than the Bitcoin Ninja conference. It will be holding from December 5th to 7th in Lagos, Nigeria, 2024. I hope you save that date. And it will be hosted by our very own Mr. Shegun, the CEO of Bot Me Cash. He doesn't like to do titles a lot, right? We're going to have the likes of himself, Dr. Timi Aama also is going to be there. So if you missed the opportunity of being present at the SEC event, you should be present for the Ninja Bitcoin conference event. It's one that you should not miss, right? So Dr. Timi Aama is going to be there. If you come in, you definitely will get an opportunity to connect with him. You are going to learn a lot about Bitcoin. It is actually a strictly Bitcoin focused event, and it's a 3-day event that is going to run from 5th of December to 7th, right? So ensure that you mark your calendar and save those dates. For me, I am a living testimony of events, right? The opportunities I've had is actually because I went out, I got to network, I met people of higher caliber than myself, and I was able to plug in. So definitely, if you're watching this, I would say ensure you save that date, ensure that you make yourself available for the Nigeria Bitcoin conference. You definitely do not want to miss it. If you're someone who is interested about Bitcoin, then definitely you should come in because you will be learning a lot. If you are a developer or a product manager or someone who is core into the community of the Bitcoin Nigeria conference or the Bitcoin community, if you're someone who is core into it, then definitely we have something for you. There's going to be a hackathon. The hackathon actually is going to be running from November, which is today, up until the 5th of December, right? So you want to head to their registration site. Hopefully by our next show, we'll be able to put that up. But if you're not opportune to get that, do check out the Digital Asset Show page on Instagram or on Twitter. You'll be able to get the link as well. Search for Bitcoin Ninja Conference on Twitter or Instagram, Ninja Bitcoin Conference on Twitter or Instagram. You'll be able to get access to the event, or simply just Google Ninja Bitcoin 2024 conference, and you'll be able to get the insight to the link. Check out the website. If you're someone who would like to hack, you have a team, then definitely plug in. Please know that this is strictly a Bitcoin focused hackathon, so you can get to build real use live case products. It could be under DeFi, it could be under gaming, it could be just anything. Think creative, right? It could be a payment system gateway or a service or whatnot tied to the blockchain on Bitcoin, right? It could be anything. Make sure that you form your team. If you want to hack alone, that's also possible. I am speaking as someone who has participated in, I think, about 4 or 5 hackathons, and I have won 4 out of those 5, if I'm not mistaken. Toodles. Baby girl, be smart also. So yeah, if you want to hack, look forward to, putting a team together. There are cash prizes to be won, and trust me, it is very much worth reading. If you go to the page, you will see all of the information right there. So you would get to network with founders, P2P merchants, right, in the Bitcoin space, investors, fund managers, a lot of people, right? It's going to encompass all the players in the industry that are tied to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is obviously the key and mother of all cryptos. We know that. It's a fact that cannot be argued. So irrespective, even if you're dealing with other altcoins, according to Shegun, that would say shit coins, you can also be present. It's just that there are certain limited rules. You would not be allowed to, brand your product or whatnot at the event because it's strictly Bitcoin focused. All right. So do well to ensure that you sign up, register, if you're having issues connecting in, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram or Twitter or whatnot. I'm very much open at Purity Chrome, and I will definitely help you register, get your tickets and whatnot. You can also reach out to Shegun. Shegun is very open. All right. So we will be having the likes for the events like Dr. Timi Aama. He is the DG of Security Exchange Commission, which is SEC. I've said his name here a lot of times. Trust me, if you're someone that is looking to get your, what's it called now? Why do I keep forgetting the official name for this stuff? You're looking to get your pass to operate in Nigeria. Definitely don't miss it, because it is events like this that you get to catch them when they're relaxed a little bit, off guard, and have these conversations with them and see how you can actually get your pass to start operating in Nigeria. So ensure you don't miss it. He is going to be there. The person of Mr. Peterson also is going to be there, the managing director of Peterson Consulting Limited, the likes of Ayotunde from Luno, the CEO of Bitbarter, director of Trovotech, and a whole lot of other people are going to be there. So ensure you do sign up, register, and be present, right? And don't forget about the hack, right? The hack also for my product managers. You don't have to necessarily be a geeky or code for you to participate in a hackathon. This could be your very first hackathon. My very first hackathon that I participated in, I did not know jack. I had to do research as I was participating to actually key in and help the developers I was working in to be able to scale, right? So you mustn't necessarily know everything. Just start doing your research to learn what the basics is, and then try and see if you can come up with a team if you're someone who is non-technical, and then you guys can build something. And the good things about hackathons is that it doesn't have to be a full-fledged complete project, right? You could build something halfway through. Is what we call a minimum viable project. That is what you can build. So meaning just the basic functions. It could be the sign up functions, the connect your wallet functions that is actually working, and maybe making one transaction through, right? And you can build on different use case scenarios, right? So you're not tied to one particular platform. Just be creative. That's just it. For Bitcoin and the crypto space, it calls for creative. Just be creative and do something great and get rewards for it in return, and also come and network. All right. So that's pretty much it. I'm sure I've been able to share a lot of information with you guys for today. For next week, I will be looking to have a special guest on the show. It's a Pimin. It's a secret. I'm not going to tell you halfway through. Don't worry, but just fingers crossed. All right. I'm working really, really, really hard to bring really good content to you guys. So always stay tuned. All right. And don't miss it. So as well, before we definitely do round up, I want to leave you guys with some word of encouragement as someone who, to some extent, I can say I have, to some level, been able to scale in the industry. It's one, when you're coming into the space relative to the interviews we had for last week, which had, I believe, the DevRel, Mr. Santiago Trujillo. I hope I am pronouncing his name right. Oh, Jesus. The DevRel from Web3JS. There was something he mentioned about, having core focused on education. For blockchain technology, it's one key thing. It's almost like every other industry. You have to learn it to be able to function in the space. So take, for example, you cannot be a lawyer and not know the basics of law, right? Or the history of the place you're actually studying law in. Because the truth is, even for law, if you study law in Nigeria and you travel to a different country, you have to redo a program there because the way it functions here is not the same thing, right? So education is usually the basics for the crypto space and for blockchain technology. So one major thing I would say to you is do research and try to get information for yourself, right? Learn. That's the very first key thing to actually succeed in this space. When you learn, the next thing you want to do is ensure that you are networking. It's why events like the one you missed, held with SEC and NCMI, you should not miss the Nigeria Bitcoin conference, because it's another opportunity. And we have some other things also packed for you. As we're bringing them to you, ensure you're not missing them. Networking is also another key way to go to ensure that you succeed. And then when you learn, you can now decide if you want to key into trading or you want to key into the aspect of building products that are used right on this technology in the space. And then you can flourish from there and flow like a flower, right? So you could also decide you want to be like me and also give word of mouth education to the people, right? It's diverse and it's open for any and everybody. If you're a musician, if you're a content creator, trust me, and you're watching this show, you are not left out. There's a space for you. There's also something I am working on, a secret with Base, right? Base is also like one key, what do you call it now? Would I say network that has actually come out and have diversified the space, because irrespective if you're an artist, if you're a content creator, they have a space for you. If you're building on Base, they would find you and they would support you. We would have that conversation sometime on another of our program. So that's pretty much it. I think I have had a wrap. And I hope you have been able to connect and digest most of the information that has been shared today. It was wonderful having you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. I remain and continue to be your host, your only one baby girl, Purity Chrome. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next time, next Saturday, same time, same channel, on the Digital Asset Show Onchain Series on 189 Popcentral DSTV.